SeatGeek. For all your ticketed events, from sporting to concert outings, SeatGeek has you covered. They even conveniently color-coded each ticket on their website from amazing to worst, so you can easily know which are the best deals. SeatGeek, the smart way to buy. Save $20 off your next ticket purchase with the promo code. Hey everybody, I'm your host, Granite Gato, also known as the Big Cat. My cool cats, put your paws up if you're rocking with the Big Cat today. We're here to talk about my man Tom Coughlin being an advisory to Matt Rhule. How should you feel about this move? My man has had a shady past over the last couple of years, but he has a historic legacy. We'll talk about how you should feel. But first, one quick before we get started, do you love the Carolina Panthers like I love the Carolina Panthers? Make sure y'all vote. Get those last minute votes in before his midnight. Walton Payton Man of the Year, Cam Newton. Do you love the Carolina Panthers like I love the Carolina Panthers? Yes? No? Maybe? Sometime? If you love the Carolina Panthers like I love the Carolina Panthers, give it that tab. We'll talk about Tom Coughlin and how you should feel about him being an advisor to Matt Rhule. Let's get into it. Before we get started, make sure you subscribe. Click the notification bell so you don't miss a video. Now, I've been hearing a lot of ignorant stuff when it comes to some of the fans' opinion on Tom Coughlin being Matt Rhule's mentor. Again, he had some shady things happen a couple years ago down in Jacksonville. We'll discuss that. But my man is a legend. He also is a hell of a coach. Let's be honest about him. So I want to start by reading some of the stuff that he said to NFL Network. And this is Matt Rhule. If you look up on your screen, yeah, I think I took a lot. I think what was really key is the year was right before I was a head coach. And so as I went to be a head coach at Temple, I tried to apply all things that I had learned from Tom. I thought Coach Coughlin was amazing in his ability to get the message across to the entire team by visiting one guy at a time. We had some personalities, some great players on that team. JPP, Justin Tuck, Eli Manning, Ahmad Bradshaw. I thought Tom did a great job of going to those guys, understanding that they were probably influencers on the team, and making sure the message was getting out there. Now, from that little statement right there, you guys should understand that he made the captains and the leaders hold people accountable. I love that. I love that. Coughlin had the Giants that everybody knows that was winning the Super Bowl. He made the leaders on the team hold them accountable. Okay, he wasn't going around trying to check people. He made the leaders. Something that, guess what, came back to bite us this year. Let's be honest. Too many people in that locker room, quote unquote, I guess because they were a leader on the field. I'm not calling no names. Because they were a leader on the field, it didn't translate to them checking and holding people accountable in the locker room. All right, so that's why you were starting to hear some of the stuff in the locker room bleed out to the media. Now, there were leaders in that locker room that were supposed to be, doing what they were doing on the field, off the field. Hey, but again, it's nobody's job to babysit a grown-ass man, so I got to be fair about that. So look for Coughlin to teach my man Rhule and how to implement some of those things, okay? Let's move on to the next comment that he made in this media as well. As I went back to college, I didn't really go back just as a peer college coach. I went back there with a sort of NFL mindset. I try to grow it and develop it each year. So as I come back to the NFL, I'm certainly coming back from college, but I think my ways of doing is very much in line with being an NFL head coach, close quote. Listen, okay, so he was the offensive line assistant coach, was it 2007 if I'm not mistaken. He took those ways to Temple, and he also took those ways to Baylor, and it seems like, it worked. He said, I went there with the mindset of developing. And if you guys haven't heard already, go back and look at the two, Kevin McGilbride and my man from the offensive line coach from the Miami Dolphins. I think he's bringing those guys on as well. But again, you don't do these kind of things unless you have a hell of a mentor. Now, I get some of you guys concerned, and here's why I want to take a time out. Let me speak to you, Coach Rhule. Let me speak to you real quick. If some of the fans out there, if they give you some concern, it's not because we don't like you. It's because we've seen this before. My only concern is this a little too close to home? Now, I get you from New York. You like that area and all that good stuff. But again, when you're flooding your personnel with one former team staff, you know what I mean? Even if they guys are good, it raises eyebrows. We've seen this movie before with Ron. Ron brought in Norv because he was indebted to Norv because it's almost like the buddy system. And at times it looks good, but ultimately it got Ron fired. So excuse not only myself, but other fans out there if they give you pause for concern. But I honestly, to my core, to my texture, don't feel like this is a bad move.
Jesus Christ.
Now I want to get a little more in depth into what happened down there in Jacksonville when it comes to Tom Coughlin. If you look up on your screen right here, it says Tom Coughlin firing came after a 2018 incident where Deontay Fowler was fined over $700,000 for missing a mandatory appointment with the team trainer and physician during the offseason. But under the NFL collective bargaining agreement, teams cannot rehab or have medical appointments at team facilities during the offseason. Again, he has some old school ways, you know what I mean? Old school ways where, back in the day, and listen, this is where Matt Rhule, his euphemism, his up to date, being up to date with the college players and the NFL players is going to allow you to be more understanding. If one thing Tom Coughlin wasn't really understanding coach. He's an old school coach, and if you listen to what David Tepper said, he said, I want an old school coach with a new school mindset. So I think he's going to get the best of both worlds, especially when you have man as your advisor. Now, some of these things like this, as far as trying to force guys to come to get treatment at the facility during the off season, which was against the rules anyway, again, that's some of the things where he's not up to par. Where you're going to see Tom Coughlin being utilized the most is through the coaching staff, the personnel. Who do you put around you? Guys that know what they're calling. That's where you're going to see him at. When it comes to more so of being hands-on, far as trying to make Matt Rhule be more hands-on with the player, he's not going to be there. He's not going to be in that position. He's in Matt Rhule's ear about, hey, hire this offensive line coach, this defensive line, yada, yada, yada. My man is a proven winner. His legacy says it all. Speaking of his legacy, let's talk about that for a second. I mean, say what you want to say about my man personally. Yeah, I'm pretty sure he's a stubborn one, you know what I mean? But check this out right here. In 12 years as the New York Giants coach, 102 wins, 89 losses, 3 division titles, reached the playoffs 5 times. Also, 4 Super Bowl victories for the New York Giants, in which he was involved in 3 of them, and he was the head coach for 2 of them. So listen, winning is everything. All right, so I'm not saying that this guy, he's not up to date with the newer technology or the personality. Listen, Tom Coughlin is not going to be in the coaching room talking about swag or drip or anything like that. He's not that guy. He's one of those guys that's going to say, shut your mouth, get it done, here's the blueprint. If you execute it, you look good. And I think a lot of people are too emotional and they get caught up in their feelings if a coach doesn't coddle them. I.e. Ron Rivera did a lot of coddling, a lot of pacifier. I.e. that's the reason why he came out on the Rich Eisen show and said, man, it feels good to finally say what I want to say and not get in trouble. Well, Tom Coughlin is telling Matt Rhule, hey, here's the plan. And whoever don't follow it, But again, Matt Rhule has to use his mind as well and decipher what's good, what's up to date, and what you can't use.
Message.
So last but not least, man, all jokes aside, I've been reading where people have been making schedule and joke punctuality jokes and, saying he's a racist. And again, I think people are too sensitive. I do think Tom Coughlin ways are out of date. But I think to his core, how to run a staff, what to look for in a staff, I think they're just in time. I think they're very timely, you know what I mean? So that's where Hill has to use his ability to get through players and be able to reach those guys without pissing those guys off. Because if you start alienating these players, mess around and alienate these players to where you want to be a hard ass on them and treat them like crap, okay? Then you're going to be in the same situation that we were last year. But at the end of the day, you also have to be firm. And again, like as I said before, Coughlin did a hell of a job in using his leaders. He spoke with the leaders on the team and got them to do the motivating. Because there's nothing more that motivates me when a guy who's in the trenches with me doing the same thing I'm doing, 2 a day sweating, then they tell me to pull my head out my ass. They tell me stop going on here bragging about Gucci, Louis, all that stupid shit. When they tell me to focus, make sure I'm playing my man, my zone read. When they tell me to be a role model, I'm gonna listen because you're in the foxhole with me. So I don't think you guys should panic. You shouldn't panic, all right? I think what he's doing with my man Pat Flaherty and also Kevin McGilbride, the younger one, not the older one. I think this is a good thing. I honestly am starting to relax to my man Matt Rhule. I think he has some good tendency. I think he's a very smart man. Life is all about balance, and we're going to find out how much of balance he's going to use. So again, the only thing I can tell you, Matt, is don't ever pour too much of anything into your core principles. Take what you can take out of it, and you take what you already know, and you blend them together, and then you got a sweet life of balance. When you start to try to look like too much of somebody else, you're gonna, have bad results. But if you get to just the right amount of sweetness, that cake's gonna come out goddamn tasty. I'm your host, Granite Gato, also known as the Big Kite. My cool kite, put your balls up. Rock with the Big Kite. Make sure you subscribe, click the notification bell. Listen, follow me on Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, also the podcast, Anchor FM, Google FM, the whole nine. Let's get up out of here. Remember, Tuesday after the live stream, man, we're going to do the helmet giveaway. I want to say once again, thank you guys for 5,000 subscribers. Give Coughlin a chance, y'all. Give Coughlin a chance. I know he could be a bit of a hard ass, stubborn ass, but you're going to really like the results when you see a hell of a coaching staff out there. So give him a chance. Let's get up out of here, y'all. Let the church say, damn.